हाँ धर्मेश, हेलो।
हाँ सर, चालू कर दो सर।
मैं चालू कर दे। वो हो गया शुरू।
आओ आओ।
अच्छा 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 अच्छा, ठीक है, ओके। सो सभी को नमस्कार। टुडे we will discuss the issue, the quality of higher education. In quality of higher education, we will focus what is the importance of education, what is the system of education, what is the concept and importance of higher education, what is the concept of quality of higher education, what are the recommendations for improving the quality of higher education, what were the recommendations of the national policy of education, and what efforts government have already made to improve the quality of higher education, and what are the achievements and how the more quality of higher education can be improved. These are the few issues we will focus today in this lecture. First of all, we all know education is a very important instrument for improving the quality of education, quality of, you can say, the human being, quality of a nation, quality of a society. So those in the world who are, you can say, have a quality of education, so they are far ahead and they are the developed countries. So in our country also we have a system of education. We have a school education, we have higher education. So in school education we start from pre-primary to class 12, and in higher education this from after class 12 the higher education starts. Particularly you can say this graduation, post graduation in different fields. So so higher education in science, we have graduation, post graduation, and same way we have in technical management. So after class 12 they join the different stream, and that is a higher education in our country. So now many times there was discussion, what do you mean by the quality? So it varies from, you can say, man to man. Anyway, in general, the standard of something as measured is, you can say, uh, with as a quality, and improvement in the product or quality refers how it, you can say, good as compared to other things. In other words, the degree of excellence. So it is defined in a different, you can say, way by the different person. But the quality, particularly in higher education, we usually define uh, in general, the student, teacher, in institution, they used to say that quality means the achievement of the, you can say, students, and they judge with the examination. So an institution that shows high pass percentage is considered to be the institute of the great quality. But it is in a very narrow sense. Actually, a good quality of higher education is one that provides all learners with capability they require to become economically productive, develop sustainable livelihoods, contribute to the peaceful and democratic society, and enhance individual well being. So, in totality, all these things matter, and that is equality. How we can develop the students, you can say, uh, in a different aspect of the life. So, but in narrow sense, I just shared with you the talk with the result of the examination. Anyway, uh, but we should know the higher education is a place for generation of knowledge. It is a very important place because in higher education we have a different type of the researches which always discover the new thing. So higher education provide people with the opportunity to reflect on critical, social, economical, cultural, moral, and spiritual issues facing humanity. It contributes to the national development through dissemination to specialized knowledge and the skills. Higher education can lead to many benefits, including prosperous career, financial security. In 21st century, education plays an even more significant role in other aspects of your life. Attain a higher education can increase your opportunity, improve overall quality of life. So, higher education system not only generate larger personal and social wealth but all aspect of development such as intellectual, social, cultural, aesthetic, economic, moral, or you can say human resource are directly or indirectly related to it. The knowledge obtained through higher education leads to toward research. With the help of research, new knowledge is being discovered in a different field. However, I would like to discuss with you. There are many, you can say, great personality, and the leader have defined the quality of higher education. Sir Asutosh Mukherjee, Vice Chancellor, Calcutta University, had aptly described the meaning and purpose of higher education in his convocation address in 1922. He said, "To my mind, the university is a great storehouse of learning, a great bureau of standard, a great workshop of knowledge, a great laboratory for training as well as man of thought, as of man of action. The university is thus the instrument of the state for conservation of knowledge, for discovery of knowledge, for distribution of knowledge, and above all, the creation of knowledge makers." It was defined by Professor Asutosh Mukherjee, the Vice Chancellor of Calcutta University. And same way, our the first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, in his you can say convocation address in 1947, he said, "A university stands for humanism, for tolerance, for reason, for adventure of ideas, for search of truth. It stands the onward march the human race toward ever higher objective. If the universities discharge their duties adequately, then it is a well with the nation and the people." Dr. Radhakrishnan, our former president, he also defined the importance of higher education. He said, "There is a need for change in the perception and attitude of universities, realizing that their field is wider, task is greater, goal is higher in building a strong and happy India. The universities are not only places of conferring degrees and distinctions, they, beside being places of learning, also center for service and wholesome development of the human personality of men and women, turning them into human being. This will demand for quality at a higher education." So this was defined by our former president, Dr. Radhakrishnan. Now you can say there are some principles based on that higher education was formulated. So generally, there are 5 and 6 principles on the basis of the higher education was formulated. First principle is access of access. So because when there is access, only then student can go to the universities, to the higher education institution, they can get you can say they can complete their education. So it is a first principle, the government should provide the access, and you can say set up the institution of higher learning, including colleges and universities, in the different part of the country. However, I will later discuss that we have made a lot of progress in this regard. The another is equity. So, because higher education is based on equity, we have to provide the education to all section of society. We have a different section of society in our country. So, equity is a important principle of higher education. And then we have access, we have equity, then naturally it should be the quality. It's a higher level. Then quality education should be improved so that they can develop their all economic, social, employability, all qualities in totality. And another is affordability. It should be not be so costly that a poor person cannot, a poor child cannot afford. So we have to, you can say, make it in a way cheap so that all student of all sections of society can afford education, and they can also get the quality education in higher education institution. And lastly, the accountability is also based on this. So everybody should be accountable, whether the student, teacher, administration of the society, or the government. Then only we can have a quality higher education. So I have talked about the principle. Now I would like to talk the recommendations of the different commissions and committees, because in past we had seen many recommendations of commissions set up by Government of India, particularly after independence. These were set up. So their recommendations were very, you can say, important, and these were implemented by Government of India. The first commission was set up in 1948-49, and Dr. Radhakrishnan was the chairperson. And this commission recommended that we should have an autonomous body, statutory body, for improving the quality of education. The University Grant Commission was recommended, and it was set up in 1956 in the country. And this body is governing and provided, you can say, all directions to improve the quality of education to all the universities and colleges in the country. Then in 1964-66, there was some Kothari Commission. Kothari Commission recommended many recommendations for improving the quality of higher education. Then we had, you can say, in 1983-85, there was a Teacher Education Commission for higher education, chaired by Professor Rahis Ahmed. So Rahis Ahmed talked how to improve the conditions, working conditions of the faculty, and you can say other aspects, so that we can have a quality higher education. So Ganam Committee of the University Management, how to improve the management. In 93, it was set up, and how it can be flexibly and how autonomy can be given to the academic, so that we had a academic excellence. And like that, there was J.S. Verma Commission in 2012, how to improve the quality of teacher education, because teacher education is mother of all the discipline. If we have a quality teacher, definitely we will have a quality teaching. And in 2018, there was a Higher Education Commission of India was set up to restructure the UGC. So like that, I have discussed with you the recommendations of the various commissions and committees. Now I will like to discuss with you on the basis of these commissions recommendations. Government of India formulated the National Policy on Education. And National Policy on Education, you can say, govern the education system of every country. So we have also a national system of education and national policy on education. The first policy was, you can say, formulated in 1968, And the basis was this Kothari Commission recommendations, and according to the policy, provide people with opportunity to reflect the critical social, economic, cultural, moral, spiritual issues facing humanity. It contributes to the national development through dissemination of the specialized knowledge and skill. And there are many other things this policy talked and the government implemented. For example, 10 plus 2 plus 3. This structure was recommended by Kothari Commission. It was, you can say, included in the 1968, and this structure was implemented in the country. Today we have 10 plus 2 plus 3. So 10 plus 2 means the school system, plus 3 that is in a higher education system. In 1986, there were many recommendations made, and I will discuss the achievement later on. And National Policy of Education 92, it was the 86 policy was reviewed, but this policy also recommended most of the recommendations of the 86, but there was a few new thing it has been suggested. For example, in higher education there was a entrance examination into medical, of engineering, of management. So generally before 1992, so every college, universities had their own entrance examination for their, you can say, higher education courses. So student had a very difficult time, and parents also had a very difficult time. Sometimes there was a day, you can say, same date examination of the different universities, and sometimes there is a question of the distance. You are in Delhi, you wanted to apply in this Chennai, so you have to go. There is a lot of money required, a lot of resources required. So this policy recommended that we should have a common entrance examination for all higher education courses. So student can apply at one place and they can admission on the basis of the merit they attained in the you can say entrance examination. So in 1992, this was a great, you can say, relief to the student and the parents. After that, the common entrance examination were introduced in our country. So this was the, you can say, important recommendation made by National Policy of Education. In National Policy on Education 2020, so there were a lot of recommendations. They have recommended to improve the quality of higher education. So this you can say and these policies, these recommendations made under this policy certainly improve the quality of higher education. There are few, you can say, recommendation I will like to share with you. There are many recommendations. For example, the university will mean in multidisciplinary institution of higher learning that offer undergraduate and graduate program with higher quality teaching, research, and community. So there will be a multidisciplinary institution. You will not find the institution with one specialized, you can say, discipline. So another, there will be three type of universities, namely research intensive university, teaching intensive university, and autonomous degree granting colleges. So this has been also one of the very important recommendation. NP proposes 4-year multidisciplinary bachelor degree in an undergraduate program with multiple exit option. After 1 year and 2 year, a certificate will be provided after completing 1 year of the study, diploma after 2 year of the study, bachelor degree after completing 3 years, a 4-year multidisciplinary bachelor degree with research. So there is a provision to join PhD directly with 4-year degree. MPhil, Master of Philosophy course will be discontinued. So Higher Education Council of India will be set up to regulate. So I will like to discuss later on the important feature of this. This is also very important recommendation made by this. National Testing Agency will be given additional, you can say, responsibility for conducting entrance examination for admission to the universities across country in addition to JEE and NEET. The policy proposes to internalize education in India. 100 best 4 universities of the world can now set up campuses in India. And the same way, India can also set up campuses in foreign countries. So, the 4-year integrated bachelor degree of education will be qualification for becoming teacher by 2030. And there is another important recommendation under this policy. Academic Bank of Credit and National Research Foundation will be set up for promoting research in the country. This is very important because if we promote researches, definitely we will improve the quality of higher education and quality of people of this country, quality of students of this country. And for the, you can say, we have a different section of the society. There are some, you can say, having advanced, you can say there are average, there are above average, there are below average, there are the regions which are very advanced, there are regions which are very backward. So this policy focus that we should have special education zones will be, you can say, identified to focus the education of underrepresented group in disadvantaged region. So this is also important. The gender inclusion and fund will be allocated for assisting the education of the female and the transgender children. The National Educational Technology Forum will be set up for promoting usage of technology on larger scale in education for improving the quality of learning among the students. So, my dear friend, I have just shared a few recommendations. There are many other recommendations made to improve the quality of higher education, and definitely it will help. It will help in improving the quality of education. Now, what is the, you can say, status of quality of higher education? Because government of India made many efforts, the policy also made many recommendations, so many committees and commissions were also set up. So what is the status? I will like to discuss few, not all, there are few, you can say, important achievement. First of all, I will like to share with you the quality of any institution or higher education. There are some factors which affect. For example, this infrastructure is very important part play. The university should have all infrastructures, and if this is not there, then definitely there are some equipment, there are some lab, there are some, you can say, quality faculty, yeah, efficient faculty. So these are, you can say, they, if they are up to certain level, definitely the quality of higher education will be more. These are the factors. So present status also I would like to discuss in terms of these factors. In India, higher education sector has witnessed a tremendous increase in the number of universities and colleges and student enrollment. So for improving, the government of India from time to time, you can say, formulated many schemes. And in higher education, administration plays a very important role, because we in our country, the higher education is governed by the Ministry of Education, and then the different institutions of higher educations. So main responsibility is with the, you can say, Ministry of Education, coordinate and fix standard in higher education and technical education, school education, and it is also responsibility of the state. Under the Department of Higher Education, there are several regulatory bodies and the research council which are responsible for higher education in India. So when in administration, because in administration, this leadership also plays very important. If we have a good leader, so definitely you can say we will have a quality education. If we have not a, you can say, leader, efficient leader, then it is a, you can't say that we have equality. The leader always plays a very important role in any institution, any universities, and, anywhere in one way, another way, whether it is a school education, whether it is a higher education or university or colleges, the leader plays a very important role. So in our, you can say, system, in universities, in higher education, there are some executive council, we call it a syndicate, then general council, we also call it a senate, then academic council, then chancellor, then vice chancellor, then director of the different departments in the universities, and then there is a administrator. This is a, you can say, in short, a structure of the university system in the country today. So you can say in central university, mostly the chancellor is the president of India, and vice chancellor are appointed by the different universities by the Ministry of Education. So and another, you can say, we see the enrollment of these institutions, that the gross enrollment today we have about, you can say, 26.23, but it is a low as compared to the, you can say, developed country. For example, USA has 84%, UK has 59%, Sweden 82%, and Japan 55%, and Russia 71%. So our national policy of education recommended that we should have also improve the gross enrollment ratio. But today this is the situation. If you talk about the equity, then in equity, the it varies from region to region. Though GR is a total 26, but if we see the female, then it is a 25.4. Then if we see the, you can say, scheduled caste, then 21. Then if you see the scheduled tribe, is a 15.9%. So there are region variation. While some states have high gross enrollment rates, some are far behind the national figure. The college dynasty, number of colleges per lakh population also varies from 7 in Bihar to 59 in Telangana. So these are the regional, you can say, disparity. Even then, this is a status, how we are maintaining the equity. And then infrastructure, because now we have so many universities, so we have infrastructure in some good universities, and for example, in central universities, infrastructure is good as compared to the some state universities. Some state universities are also good infrastructure, building, lab equipment, campuses, and other facilities of sports, arts, etc. But we found, because on basis of the All India Survey of Higher Education, there are some institutions, some part of the country where the infrastructure require more improvement because they is not up to the mark. And then we can talk about the faculty. In faculty, you can say the faculty in central universities, state universities, in some universities, they are qualified and they are doing very well. But there are certain universities where faculties, there are many posts are lying vacant, and there are ad hoc basis or contract basis. So they are working, there is a shortage, so definitely there is a need to improve the recruit the regular faculty of the quality. Pupil teacher ratio, if you see, in India is 30 to 1, but it is a, you can say, if you see the developed country, so ours is a higher side, because in USA it is 12.5 to 1, China 19.5 to 1, and Brazil 19.1. So there are other countries. So At present, we have 30 to 1, but even then, our policy also talks that we have to improve and we have to, you can say, reduce. Because definitely, if teacher people so is, you can student, the teacher can concentrate more with the student, because definitely if there are large number of the students, then you can say concentration is less. So therefore, there is a need that we should have also the pupil teacher ratio as compared, you can say, you can say like the other developed countries. So our curriculum, because we have this regulatory body. So, for example, UGC has, you can say, regulatory body. Its duty, its role, its function is to have the, you can say, model curriculum, and they have also already developed the model curriculum in 2000 and 1990, 2000, and now recently in 2018-19 they have developed the you can say learning outcome of the different discipline. So on the basis of that, the different universities they develop the curriculum of the different discipline. Even then, there is a need that we have to improve and we have to revise the curriculum of the different disciplines in universities and the state universities. And if you talk about the research, that is very important. So definitely we have a lab, we have system of research, and many researches are being conducted by our different universities, different colleges. But even then, there is a need that we have to improve and encourage, because if we see, you know, in our country, the total expenditure on research is 0.6% of GDP. And if we see in the US, is 2.8, China 2.1, Israel 4.3, Korea 4.2. So they are investing so much on the research, because research is the only way to, you can say, improve the quality of higher education, improve the quality of student, improve the quality of students, society, and the nation. Those who are conducting more researches, so they are far ahead. They are called as a, you can say, a developed country. So therefore, here in this also we have to, you can say, have more fund for the researches, and the National Policy of Education has recommended 6% of GDP. So accreditation, the accreditation situation is not good. Up till now, 10 to 12% universities are accredited, though it is a compulsory, and UGC is making efforts in this direction. So this is also, you can say, important component for improving the quality of higher education. If we have all colleges are accredited, definitely, so the quality will be improved. For accreditation, there is a system, because in higher education, in regulatory framework for higher education in India, as a, you can say, in a place and trying to improve the quality of higher education. For example, policy making. For making the policy, formulating the policy, we have Department of Higher Education, means Ministry of Education. Ministry of Education had two, you can say, section. One is Department of Higher Education, another is Department of School Education. So they formulate the policy in the higher education. Then Association of Indian Universities also formulate policy. Central Advisory Board of Education also can also formulate, and State Council of Higher Education. These are available in the state. They also formulate. So this is a system, you can say. Then regulation. We have many regulatory body for a University Grant Commission, Medical Council of India, National Council of Teacher Education, All India Council of Technical Education, Indian Council of Social Science Research. So far, we have all these. Their job is to provide regulation, norm, and standard of the different courses, and UGC also provide the fund. And accreditation, we have National Board of Accreditation for the technical education under the AICT. a National Assessment Accreditation Council that is under UGC, though these are the autonomous bodies. So they accredit the different institutions. So, National Assessment Accreditation conduct assessment, accreditation of higher education institutions such as colleges, universities, and other recognized institutions to drive an understanding of the quality status of the institution. Then NAC is a autonomous institute established by the UGC in 1994. The prime agenda for NAC is to assess and accredit institutions of higher learning with all objective helping them and to work continuously to improve the quality of higher education. So there are 7 criteria, though already I have discussed these are the in terms of factor. So these are the criteria under which the institutions are accredited. Curricular, important aspect, it should be there. Teaching, learning, and the evaluation, research, consultancy and extension, infrastructure and learning resources, student support and progression, governance, leadership, management, innovation, and the best practice. These are the 7 criteria on the basis of this the institutions, college or universities are accredited. So the team of experts goes and they assess whether these criteria are satisfied or not. If they are satisfied, they are accredited. If they are not, then not recommended for the accreditation. So a significant outcome assessment is the final institutional grading. After assessment, the cumulative grade point average of an institution is computed for those institutions which clear the grade qualifiers. So these are A++, A+, B, B+, C, and less than that D, that is a not accredited. So this is the system, it is going on in our country and the institutions are being accredited. So like that, we have accredited agencies in other countries also, whether it is UK, German, Israel, Russia, Hong Kong, US, all have accreditation system for improving the quality of higher education. So this is available. So and beside that, the government of India has taken many initiatives and many centrally sponsored schemes for improving the quality of higher education. For example, RUSA, Rashtriya Uttar Shikshik Abhiyan, is a very important scheme and it helps. It was initiated in 2013. Definitely, it helped in improving the quality of higher education, quality of colleges and the universities, state universities and the central university in the country. So RUSA is very important. It provides input in the all 7, you can say, component of the this NAC. So definitely, this scheme has helped. And another scheme, Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission of Teacher and Teaching. This is also a scheme, and about 80 institutions are being set up, and the aim is to improve the quality of teacher, aim is to prepare the quality teachers, provide professional training on continuous basis so that we have a quality. Our aim is to prepare the quality teachers, provide professional training on continuous basis so that we have a quality teaching, and our standards should be of international level. This scheme focuses, and this scheme also focuses that all the universities, newly recruited university staff or faculty should have the faculty induction program of 1 month, and they should be provided that what will be your role and how you have to perform. So this has made compulsory. Earlier, for the university teacher, such type course were not compulsory, but it is a compulsory. And then Samag Shiksha, it is also very important for improving the quality of teacher education. Then there are other schemes like CTE, ISC, strengthening of the Department of Education. So many initiatives were taken by the government of India, and definitely it helped to improve the quality of higher education. Now, government another initiative that's EQUIP, education quality upgradation and inclusion program has been recently launched. So under this 5-year vision plan to improve the quality and the accessibility of higher education over next 5 years, from 2019 to 2024, double the gross enrollment ratio in higher education, resolve the geographical and socially skewed access to higher education institution in country. So this scheme has been launched by the government of India, revitalizing infrastructure to global best, you can say standard by 2020. Make India into education hub by making available high quality research infrastructure in Indian higher education institutions to allow access to HEFA fund to institutions like Central Universities, AIMS, IISERS, and newly created institution of the national importance without creating any additional burden to the student. So this is also another initiative. And third, I have already shared, the UGC has already developed the learning outcome based on the curriculum framework for all the disciplines. This has been done, and graded autonomy to university and colleges. This is also an initiative taken by this Global Initiative for Academic Network, GYAN. The program seeks to invite distinguished academicians, entrepreneurs, scientists, experts from the premier institutions from across the world to teach the higher education institution in India. And there is a regular feature that's the All India Survey on Higher Education is being conducted, so that we know what are our strength, what are our weakness, how can, on the basis of that, we can get the feedback, and then we provide necessary input for improving the quality of higher education in different universities and colleges and institutions in the country. So another you can say initiative, National Institutional Ranking Framework, was also developed in 2015. The ranking was published annually since 2016. It outlines a methodology to rank educational institutions across country based on the 5 broad parameters: teaching, learning, resources, research and professional practice, graduation outcome, outreach and inclusivity, and perception. So these are the 5 parameters on the basis of the National Institutional Ranking Framework was developed, and then we assess the ranking. So, though if we talk earlier, though government of India had made many efforts, particularly after independence, but if we see in our system in ancient period also, we had a quality higher education. We had institutions like Nalanda, Taxila, and Vikramshila. So here there are large number of the students from the different part of the world, including Hong Kong, China. They used to study, and we had a quality education due to certain, you can say, regions. We could not maintain the quality. However, this national policy of education emphasized, and we will able to improve the quality. But even then, we have made a lot of progress. If we see in 2050-51, we have only 28 universities. But today we have more than 1,000 universities in the country. There are 50 central university, more than 402 the state university, and there are 334 private university, and there are 155 institute of national importance. And total colleges in 2050 and 51 only 578. But today we have 52,627. So, no doubt, with the efforts and initiative, as I have discussed with you just now, taken by the government from time to time, we have made a lot of efforts, and today we have more than 708 autonomous colleges which are working. And the enrollment of the student in the university in 50-51, in the 28 university, we had 4 lakh students. But now today we have more than 3.5 crore students in different institutions and universities. So I made lot of progress. And for providing, you can say, professional training. For providing professional training, we have academic staff colleges. Now these are called human resource development centers. So 66 centers are working and providing continuously, you can say, the professional training to the faculty of the higher education for the newcomers and for already who are working in the field of research and in the field of teaching and learning. So, in the Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya, I have already shared that we had about 80 schemes newly created to maintain and improve the quality and have a international standard of the different program and researches. So in this we have 25 teaching learning centers set up in different universities, faculty development centers about 20, then 2 inter-university center for teacher education, 30 school of education, 5 center of excellence in science and math, and some leadership institutions are set up. So these are definitely providing the different material researches so that we can have a international standard and we will also be developed country. Because if we have a quality education, then definitely we will be the developed country. Developed countries are only based on the quality higher education because they used to conduct researches, find out the new things, and they make progress. So we have made, you can say, many progress as we see in comparison to 50 and 51. So beside that, because in March there was a lockdown in our country. Whole country was suffering from the COVID. Our universities were closed, our colleges were closed, but we are having the, you can say, lot of advancement in the information communication technology. So immediately we maintained, restored, and continued the courses. We completed the courses in universities, school, colleges, and even we also conducted examination online. So, if we see, there are achievement in digital initiative in higher education by MHRD and UGC. There is a 28 digital initiative have been, you can formulated for this online system of education in the, for example, the Swam Prabha, National Academic Depository, National Digital Library, E-Yantra, E-Acharya, Talk to a Teacher, then E-Sodh Sandhu, Tani Kalpa, Virtual Lab. So like that, so 28 initiatives have been taken by the MHRD, and these are working, and they are definitely helping the for improvement of the quality of higher education. So we have e-Pathshala. We have also developed a lot of material, textual material in the different discipline, and we also conducted the many researches, and the choice-based system was also used, though National Policy of Education 20 recommended that it should be reviewed. So, and in professional teachers in higher education, in 75, the Calicut University started. They also had good result for improving induction courses, as I have said, career advancement, national eligibility test, the academic staff college I have shared. So like that, there are many achievements, you can say, based on the initiative. We have and we had improved as compared to, you can say, the particularly after independence and before independence. So many platforms were used, and now we are having a system of online with many platforms which are being used. There are some platforms which are free of cost. There are some platforms which are, you can say, paid. So though we had some challenges, no doubt in it, but when a new, you can say, roadblock or some problem comes, we should not think this is a crisis. We should think it is a opportunity. So our country took in this direction, and we had lot of progress, and you can say used this system particularly during last 6 or 7 months by all schools, universities, colleges. So in our whole of the system, in whole of the country, system is being used through online. Earlier, we were only having the offline, only face to face, and we never thought that we will have a online system throughout country. Today, our country is prepared. Students have learned. System also prepared. Teacher also learned. So e-learning material is available, and now we are providing teaching learning through online. However, there are some difficulties. Definitely, this is very it's a large country from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. There are different situations. So, but our government took it as a challenge, and they are providing the infrastructure facilities where it is not there. And definitely, this program and this will help, and our student will not suffer. So all you can say have learned how to use the online facilities. So these are the, you can say, opportunities for our student, for our teacher, for our system. So now um, we should have some steps which require more concentration, more effort. For example, the curriculum of universities, curriculum of colleges should be revised. In our country, uniform curriculum cannot be transacted, cannot be formulated. So our UGC can provide the model curriculum. On the basis of all universities should revise, develop their curriculum of the different discipline. It is a need of the hour, because somewhere we have noticed and we found in All India Education Survey, so there are places outdated curriculum is there. So it should be dynamic and used and changed from the time to time. Now, teachers and working conditions should be improved. That is very essential. Infrastructure facilities should be given the priority. That is because infrastructure plays a very important role. And all these higher education institutions should have a interaction with the universities. We should have interaction with the university. That is very important, because when we have to evolve a new, you can say, new thing. Yeah, we conduct some new item. So there is a need that we should have a collaboration with the companies, with the industries, and we should have a common research program with our lab, because universities are having the facilities of these laboratories in the different discipline. So such facilities are not available in the industries. So all universities, nearby industries, they should have interaction, so that we can have researches, we can find the innovation, the new things, we can discover new things. It will help in improving the quality of life, not only the improving the quality of higher education. This is a lacking. So we have to promote that there should be collaboration with the industry, with the all institution. And the important thing which everybody feels, so we can also reduce the problem of employment. because when we have interaction with the industries, so they will get their placement. This is a very important. And another thing, there are from every institutions, there are many students, many you can say faculty. They have made many progress. There is alumni, you can say. So we can use their resources also, and it will definitely improve the quality of higher education. The because we have to find out the different sources for improving the quality of our institution, quality of our university. These alumni definitely help. The private institution, they have resources. They should, government and private colleges, universities should have a collaboration, and we should work. There are many technical and vocational education, because earlier we had a very less, you can say, technical and vocational, if you see in 50-51, but we have a lot of technical and engineering colleges. So these, wherever, for example, they require the input in the infrastructure, faculty, or lab and equipment, it should be provided. So there is a need that we should have such type of the facilities, so that we can provide this. Digital classroom should be there. Definitely there are many places these are available, but where it is not there, we have to provide the all digital facilities, because it is a you can say a time where only these days, this is the Y media, this is the alternative through which we can transact our curriculum and transact our system of higher education. Now, but in our policy, there is a very important recommendation. If the government is trying to implement, definitely it will improve the quality of higher education. The present system of regulation, so it has been recommended this should be replaced, because now we have so many regulatory bodies, UGC, UNCT, AICT, ICSR. So this policy focus that we should have a one regulatory body, and excluding the medical and the law, you can say, other all will be merged under this single regulatory national higher education regulatory authority will be set up to regulate a light but tight and facilitate manner, meaning that few important matter, particularly the financial probability, good governance, and the full online and offline public disclosure of all the financial audit procedure, infrastructure facilities, staff courses, educational outcome will be very effectively regulated. So all regulatory bodies will be merged except medical and legal. So only one regulatory body, National Higher Education Regulatory Authority, National Higher Education Regulatory Authority or Council. This will be the only one body. So under this, there are four, you can say, independent verticals. One will be National Higher Education Regulatory Council. National Higher Education Regulatory Council. So the function of this will single point regulator for higher education, including teacher education, to eliminate duplication and disjunction offered by multiple regulatory agencies. It will relook to existing acts, repealing of existing acts, and restructure existing regulatory bodies to make single regulatory body. So this will have to be made available and kept. All information of the college and universities will be made public and maintained in their website. Any complaint and grievance from the stakeholder and other arising of the information placed in public domain shall be objected by National Higher Education Regulatory Council. Feedback from the randomly selected student including differently. Student at higher education institution will be solicited online to ensure valuable input at the regular interval. So, for after regulation, the another vertical is the National Accreditation Council. It will all will be independent. They are not have any. You can say they will not depend on each other, but all the four have a different role and they will work independently under the one regulatory body, National Higher Education Council. So, the primary mechanism to enable such regulation will be accreditation. Because up till now we have a NAC, but this is a National Accreditation Act. Second vertical HI will be meta accrediting body called National Accreditation Council. Accreditation of institution will be based primarily on basic norm, public self-disclosure, good governance and outcome. It will be carried out by the independent system of aggregating institutions, supervised and overseen by the meta accrediting body named National Accreditation Council. The task to function as a recognized accreditor shall be awarded appropriate number of the public institution by the NAC. In short, the robust system of graded accreditation shall be established, which will specify phased benchmark of all HIs to achieve set level of the quality, self-governance, and autonomy. So, in turn, all higher education institutions will aim through their institutional development plan to attain the highest level of accreditation over next 15 years. Thereby, they eventually aim to function as a self-governing degree or granting institution. In long run, an institution will become the binary process, yes or no, as per the extent of global practice. Graded accreditation will be done up to 2030. So this is a second. Third vertical will be Higher Education Grant Commission. Third vertical will be Higher Education Grant Commission, which will take care of funding and financing of higher education based on the transparent criteria, including IDP prepared by the institution and the progress made in the implementation of IDP. So, higher education will be interested with the disbursement of scholarship and on development funds for starting new focus area, expanding quality program, offering higher education institution across discipline and the fields. So this is a third vertical. And fourth one is transforming regulatory system of higher education, that is the General Education Council. So, General Education Council shall frame expected learning outcome of higher education program, also referred as the graduate attributes. A national higher education qualification framework will be formulated by the General Education Council. It shall be in sync with the national skill qualification framework to each integration of vocational education into the higher education. Higher education qualification leading to degree, diploma, certificate shall be described by the National Higher Education National Skill Qualification Framework in terms of such learning outcomes. In addition, the General Education Council set up facilitative norm for issues such as credit transfer, equivalence, etc. through National Higher Education Qualification Framework, General Education Council for for setting the standard. The GC will mandated to identify the specific skill that student must acquire during their academic program with the aim of preparing well-rounded learning with 21st century skill. The professional councils such as ICR, Veterinary Council of India, National Council of Teacher Education will act as a professional standard setting bodies and will be invited to be member of the GC. These bodies as a professional standard setting body will continue to draw curriculum, lay down academic standard, coordinate between teaching, learning, extension and their discipline as number of GEC. So, friend, these are the four, but they will be independent. And the GEC will focus on academic, separate for the national accreditation. So earlier, all the functions were conducted by the regulatory body. For example, the University Education Commission, they used to have a regulation, they used to provide the funding, they used to have accreditation, they or develop the curriculum also. So all the four functions which I have discussed, if this policy, you can say the recommendations are very useful, government is very serious, so all will be replaced, and definitely this regulatory system will improve the quality of higher education. So and now if you talk about the international standard, and the policy talk that 100 universities will be set up, campuses of 100 campuses in 100 universities from the different parts of the world will be set up in India. Definitely, it will improve the quality of higher education. In same way, we will also set up our campuses in different parts of the world in different quality universities, because definitely with these efforts we will have a quality of international standard. Our student will not suffer, and those because there is a now mad rush that our students are going to the foreign country, the US, Canada. If we will have a such type of quality of higher education, and we will have a campuses of the different universities of the world, definitely we will our student will continue their studies here, and this will be the great, you can say, the benefit particular to our the poor student from the poor section of the society. So this is a great effort, and it is going to be there, and it should be there, so it will improve our system, and these our new structure of the universities will be implemented as I have suggested, I have discussed with you. So distance and online learning, there is a lot of emphasis, it is going on, and we have experience of the country, but it requires more to be done. It will help to improve our you can say quality or standard of higher education. And if we will have a standard of the international level, so many foreign universities, as we had in Nalanda and Taxila, again they will start. Though we had number of universities, number of students from different part of the world, but there will be more, and it will help in improving the quality as well as the economy of the system, because this is the one of the important you can say aim and objective of the higher education. Technically also we should be sound, we will have a forum, and we should government is creating, so, and the institutions are being provided all the input, and colleges are being input for this infrastructure, for the material, for the researches. So these are the, you can say, some of the steps we should take so that we can improve the quality of education. So friend, if we will have such steps, definitely we will have quality of higher education, and we will also have the all quality program of researches, development, extension, training, teaching, and definitely we will be the developed country in future. So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
सर फिनिश करें सर?
हाँ, फिनिश हो गया। अब कितनी देर हो गई धर्मेश?
हाँ सर, बोलो बोलो सर।
टाइम कितना है, कितना टाइम लगा इसमें?
वो मैं सर आपको देख के बताता हूँ, अभी इधर तो कुछ दिख नहीं रहा है।
ठीक है धर्मेश, थैंक यू वेरी मच भाई।
ओके सर।
ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच, बाय।
वेलकम सर।
ओके।